Welcome to Soul Tales Daily, where simple stories echo deep emotions, joy, sorrow, greed, and glimpses of humanity. Stay a while, maybe you'll find yourself in one of them. Right finger hit subscribe and make every day a story to remember. Dizzy. On the outskirts of San Jose, California, there is a peaceful neighborhood with white wooden houses, porches with fluttering American flags. The streets are lined with red maple trees, and in autumn the leaves fall like a carpet. Every afternoon, the neighborhood children ride their bikes, laughing loudly. The adults gather at the Vietnamese coffee shop on the corner, talking in a mix of Vietnamese and English. However, every time from house number 23 comes the sound of pots and pans crashing, black smoke billowing, accompanied by a scream, "Oh my God! Somebody help!" The whole neighborhood immediately understands. Minh is in the kitchen again. And when Minh holds the pan, Netflix has to give up the signal. Lan had a cold, lying on the sofa, her hair disheveled. She pulled the blanket, sighed, "Go buy food outside, I just want to rest." Minh stood in the middle of the living room, patted his chest, his eyes shining as if he had just thought of a great invention. "No need. I will cook chicken for you today. 5-star restaurant standard." T. The son, who was hugging the game console, looked up, laughed happily. "Dad is in the kitchen. I am going to sit in the VIP seats to watch a comedy." Lan pulled the blanket over her face, mumbled, "Just a chicken, the whole neighborhood will probably lose sleep." Minh brought home a whole box of chicken from the supermarket and held it up like a trophy. "See? Easy, just put it in the oven and it's done." He opened the box, the chicken slipped out, fell to the floor and rolled, clack clack, into the corner of the kitchen. T held his stomach and laughed. "Dad, our chickens know how to run away." Lan glanced sideways, her eyes both tired and helpless. The chicken hasn't even been cooked yet and it's already an action movie. Minh happily put the chicken in the oven, adjusted the knob, then stood there with his arms crossed waiting. Half an hour later, he opened it. The chicken was still white, as if it had just come out of a cold room. Lan propped her chin up and said sarcastically, "Wow, you invented a machine to dry chickens?" T rolled on the floor laughing. "That's right, Mom. Free spa, the chicken is dried too." Angry, Minh decided to fry chicken. He filled the pan with oil and turned on high heat. The oil boiled, sizzling, and black smoke billowed out. The fire alarm blared loudly. Minh panicked and tilted the pan, spilling oil onto the table, sparks flying. T shouted, "Fire! Fire! Dad is making a blockbuster movie, Mom." The window opened and a few curious neighbors peeked out, their eyes wide. The scene was like a big stage. To save the day, Minh quickly broke an egg. One of them hit the window glass and slid down, spilling right in front of Mrs. Han, the Vietnamese neighbor who was listening to the conversation. She put her hands on her hips and shouted, "Oh my God! I came to watch the cooking, and unexpectedly got a free egg mask." The neighbors laughed. T clapped his hands and shouted, "Dad, you should open a spa and cooking service." Not giving up, Minh turned to cooking soup. He mistook the sugar jar for a salt jar and poured a handful into the pot. He happily scooped up the first spoonful, and after tasting it, his face scrunched up. "Oh my God! This chicken must be auditioning for a role in a cartoon. It's as sweet as cotton candy." Lan held her forehead and sighed, "Are you cooking soup or making dessert?" Unable to bear it any longer, Mrs. Han walked straight in, rolled up her sleeves. "Let me take care of it, or else the fire truck will really come." She cleaned up the messy pots and pans, washed the pan, and quickly cooked a pot of fragrant chicken soup. The smell of ginger and onions filled the house, overpowering the acrid smoke from earlier. T took out her phone to record a clip, commenting like an MC. "Breaking news. Mrs. Han officially saved the world from Minh's father's chicken disaster." The news spread like wildfire. Just a few minutes later, the neighbors arrived. Some carrying pizza, some carrying salad, some holding pots of hot rice. Minh's living room turned into a bustling party. Lan glared at her husband while eating. "You only cooked one meal and the whole neighborhood had to go to the market for you." Minh scratched his head and forced a smile. "Well, at least you know how to get the whole neighborhood together, right?" T lifted his can of soda and shouted, "Cheers! This is the most fun chicken party on the planet." After the party, the neighbors left still laughing. One uncle said as he walked away, "The Minh family is a lively sitcom, no need to waste money on tickets to see the show." Another chimed in, "Next time I'll prepare popcorn before coming over." Night fell, the yellow light from the porch reflected the scattered maple leaves. Lan leaned her head on her husband's shoulder, smiling. Actually, I'm happy. Not because of the meal, but because you made the whole neighborhood laugh together. Minh hugged his wife and children, his eyes sparkling. I'm a bad cook, but at least I know how to cook for Joy. T burst out laughing, shouting, Dad, cook chicken again next time. I want to see part 2. The crisp laughter echoed throughout the small, brightly lit neighborhood, mixed with the lingering aroma of the surprise party. A failed meal can be a disaster, but if it brings laughter and connection, it is still a perfect party. Right finger in the kitchen, the most precious thing is not delicious food, but joy and sharing.